Okay, so Paul, what's happening here?
This is the Counter Olympics protest, and it's highlighting issues about the Olympics. It's highlighting especially the sponsors of the Olympics. All of the sponsors for the Olympics were given tax-free status, which meant that they avoided tax almost to the tune of the entire amount that they provided in sponsorship. So it negated any kind of benefit for the London community. On top of that, some of the sponsors don't really meet the Olympic ideals. So we got Dow Chemical, who produced Agent Orange in Vietnam. They're providing banana pesticides in South America that are causing havoc, and the Bhopal disaster in India, which they're yet to compensate people, where 25,000 people died. Basically, the people of London believe that the Olympic sponsors should meet the Olympic ideals. BP is the environment sustainability sponsor, and they had the worst ever oil disaster in the history of mankind. They filled the Gulf of Mexico up with oil, destroyed the livelihoods, the environment of millions of people and creatures and animals, and it's completely unacceptable that they try and provide some sort of face of respectability. Also Atos, a French company who is kicking people off their disability benefit, saying that they're okay to work, saying that they're fit to do work, and whilst people who are ill appeal that decision, they're on their benefit is cut. And not only that, many of them are dying waiting for that appeal. So it's a company that gets massive bonuses for kicking disabled people in wheelchairs and women with cancer and all kinds of things like that off. And they were at the Olympics. But one positive thing, we're not against sport, we're not against the Olympics, but basically last night I saw Danny Boyle's opening ceremony, and he showed the NHS, the National Health Service, under attack by a Harry Potter like demon. He showed that it was under attack, and Mary Poppins, the great children's character of Great Britain, Mary Poppins came and saved the NHS, and I think that was a direct political statement in front of the whole world to see about what makes Britain valuable. Also throughout the ceremony there were protesters such as the suffragettes, there was rebellion in the music, and I think there was a definite kick to the establishment by Danny Boyle. So people here are not so much against athletics or the Olympics, but they want to counter this notion that companies that don't live up to the values can come here and do this sort of thing.
Do you know how much of the amount of money that hasn't been paid as taxes due to the Olympic Games? Do you know the amount of money?
Yeah. Well, there's been a very successful campaign, and the companies that were getting tax-free status have now realised through massive public pressure and protest in London that not paying their taxes is going to be a public relations disaster. So McDonald's, Coca-Cola, about 8 of the major sponsors have rescinded their tax-free status, but the sponsors only provided about 600 million for the Olympics. The taxpayer paid 12 billion, at least 12 billion for the Olympics, but it seems that the sponsors and the corporations get all of the Olympic privilege, the Olympic lanes. The everyday worker in London is getting poor conditions, minimum wage, or they have to volunteer to be part of the Olympics. Whereas the bigger bosses, the heads of transport, are getting 6-figure bonuses. The International Olympic Committee have all got huge bonuses, and notably the International Olympic Committee and the London Organising Committee. The London Organising Committee is made up of about 18 or 19 people. They're all white, they're all male except for one female, and they're all from private business. So we're under no illusion about who's running the Olympics and who's benefiting from the Olympics.